My name is Dr. David Urdui-Poon, founder of the Faces of Advocacy. Happy long weekend. I'd like to start by addressing two separate groups. Number one, all the workers and employees at the ministries, in particular the IRCC. I know you guys are working over the weekend. I know how hard you guys have worked, how tirelessly you guys have worked. The reason why I want to make sure that you hear my gratefulness is because I realize that you guys are in a very difficult position. You are not the decision makers. You're in a very difficult political environment, and there are a lot of different pressures coming in, including from this campaign itself. So I realize that over this weekend you'll be sacrificing a number of hours with your own family to help reunite ours. And so from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of the campaign, thank you very much to the workers at the Ministry of IRCC, Health and Public Safety, not only for making this work, for making this solution happen, but for also making sure it actually operates. I know that there have been a couple of hiccups along the way, but we are still very thankful that this is happening. We look at the affidavit and go, wow, it's actually here, so thank you. In regards to the second group of people, those in the campaign, the Faces of Advocacy, please do not be so hard on the workers at the ministries, because they are doing their jobs and they're sacrificing a lot of time and effort for us. So if anything, please thank the workers. I understand your concerns are with the decision makers, and that's a separate discussion. But I just want to make sure that we highlight that the workers at the ministry have been working hard for decisions that they were not necessarily privy to, for plans that they may not have had a part of, but they have to work to enact. So that's very important that I get across. So in our tweets, in our social media, and in our emails, make sure that we are not directing maybe our frustrations at the wrong place. So let's get into how this is going to work. So they've had some clarity with the IRCC, and I just want to make sure that we are all on the same boat. Now, first and foremost, there's a 2-week service standard here. So what that means is, from the day that we apply up until about 2 weeks, most of us should get processed. So that, for the most part, wait for your 2 weeks before you make any decisions, wait your 2 weeks before you buy any plane tickets, wait for 2 weeks to get your authorization. Now, how do we confirm that we have an authorization? On the first day, if you're an American and you were emailing, you might have got a standardized reply that says you emailed the wrong place. The ministry is aware of that. You emailed the right place. If you got that bounce back, that means that they have confirmed it and it's going to be processed. Anyone applying from this moment on should have a proper response email, and therefore you're in the system. I've asked in regards to visitor visas and ETAs if there can be a similar confirmation. Right now, from my understanding, there isn't, but you will be in queue. So anyone who submitted and got a response back, you are in queue. The processing times are 2-week service standard. That's the majority of us. So if in 2 weeks there are concerns that we haven't gotten our responses, then we'll have something to really deal with. But at the moment, as the ministry has given us their trust, please trust them to give us that 2-week turnaround time. In regards to long-term processing issues, so there are questions like, do we need to reapply for this affidavit every single time we enter? And they're going to post on the website, but it looks like the answer is no. We don't need to reapply every single time you enter in those 6 months. In terms of, can you enter Canada on the 5th month and leave on the 7th month, that has nothing to do with the affidavit. The affidavit just gets you into the country. You still have to follow the rules of your visitor visa or of whatever paperwork that you come into Canada on. And then once again, to clarify, if you're an American, your enhanced driver's license will work, or your passport, whatever you typically use to cross into Canada. This application form does not change what you require to enter the country. It just shows that you have a proof of relationship to a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. The form has been updated, so most notaries should now be willing to sign it. And then once you have that sworn declaration, that already is the proof, IRCC will come back. If you are a student or a worker on a particular visa and you have been working remotely or studying remotely outside of Canada, but for a Canadian institution, and then you're wondering if you can fly into Canada under family reunification, that's a very specific circumstance, and the ministry is looking for clarification. I have point blank asked, will this later affect our applications for permanent residency or get us in any immigration trouble? And the answer is they don't want it to cause any trouble, so they just want to make sure there's something clear. So at the moment, we're asking you to please hold on travel plans. However, you can still apply using the notarized form. In terms of the burden of proof required, I'm asking every member of the campaign to please read the instructions on the website, to please go to our Facebook group and read the FAQ we put out every Friday. Please read the instructions before you ask the same question again. The reason I sound so irate at this is because I am irate at this. We are not your Google. We are doing the best we can, but a number of our volunteers are overwhelmed by the number of repeat questions that are coming in. So I beg of you, read the FAQ, read the ministry website, and all of the outlying questions we will answer. Okay, but the basic things, I beg of you, please read before you ask. So moving forward, there are a lot of things that we need to make sure confirm. We want to make sure in 2 weeks our guys can come together. We want to make sure that we all come in safely. But right now, I ask you to keep in mind those working at the ministry, how hard and how diligently they've done for us. They were not part of the decisions, and all I'm asking for you is to please be kind during this long weekend. Thank you very much for your time.